Hi there, Alicia Shepherd with Nucleus Commercial Real Estate Training. And in this video, I'm going to walk through with you how to make the decision if you should go solo as a commercial real estate practitioner, join a mentorship program, or potentially join a team. The way you professionally align yourself in the early start of your career is going to be the way you tell the story of how it all got started for the rest of this career. So we got to make sure you get this right. There's options in how you get into commercial real estate, but I'm going to tell you right out the gate, the number one wrong option that you're not going to consider is to just go after it and figure it out as you go. See, I believe in the mantra, we never practice at the client's expense. And so in this video, you're going to hear me lean on words like mentorship, leader, senior agent, associate, rainmaker, because you probably in the beginning of your career need to have one, if not two, of those solutions inside your business. What you're not going to do is go start practicing commercial real estate without any form of mentorship, guidance, or leadership. You need to have someone that is walking hand in hand with you through your first few transactions. And in this video, I'll give you a couple of examples of what that structure might look like. If you don't want to join a team and you want to stay independent, your best option is probably going to be getting started with a mentor. Now, don't worry. I'll explain a little bit why you might want to be on a team or you might want to go solo long-term in your career. But in the beginning of your career, if you're going solo and you know that, a mentor is a non-negotiable first step through your first few transactions. See, at Nucleus, we can teach you from a highlight level what goes on through different product types, through different lending scenarios, and what might happen in a day in the life of commercial real estate. What we can't teach you at the level that we're at is what is absolutely going to be critical. And that's the knowledge of how to transact and work with commercial real estate in your market based on your contract language, based on your level of involvement with NAR, based on the brokerage that you're at, and based on ultimately the way that your community, your local commercial real estate brokerage community does deals. Across the nation, things aren't that different, but there are little minutia details that make all the change in the world for if a client believes you are a true professional in your market or not. And the right mentor with a fair mentorship agreement is going to be someone who helps you understand that and walk with you through your first few transactions. A healthy mentorship program does not look like someone who's just doing all the work and you're going to send them the deals. So buckle up, Buttercup. You're going to have to do some hard work here. What it will look like is maybe an art form of I do it, we do it, you do it, right? Where the mentor has you sit in and watch them in a few meetings while you're building your database and getting started. And then as you start to build your clients, they'll go on meetings with you and have workshopped with you how to have the right conversations. And they'll oversee those deal files with you. And toward the end of that mentorship program, you should be feeling and seeing yourself do commercial real estate transactions or leases and being able to almost just have your mentor just green light it at the end. They're just reviewing your paperwork, answering any questions that you have, meeting with you once a week to ensure that you're staying on track for where you want to go. That mentorship program is going to be vital. And if you don't have someone at a local level, or you do, but you want to bolster it, make sure to check out the Nucleus Commercial Mentorship Academy led by Dale Donovan B. It's an incredible program that's going to give you everything you need to have a day in the life experience in a mentorship group huddle that will set you up for success. Now, as you get into your career and you get through your first few transactions, and you may pick this beforehand as well, you're going to look up and say, should I be a solo agent? Should I be on a team? And here are some of the pros and cons of each. Let's look at the solo agent first. If you come into the industry as a solo agent, what's really great is it gives you the opportunity to truly build your own business, to be the rainmaker. And if you have big vision, big ideas for where you want to go, that might be the right fit. If you're coming in from residential real estate and already understand how to lead generate, how to lead convert, how to show up and be in the business full time, and you really just need to start understanding the commercial aspect, being your own team is already your own path. So you will not need to join another team to do commercial real estate successfully in most cases. The benefit of a solo journey gives you a lot of freedom and autonomy in building the exact business by design that you want to execute and to meet the value proposition that you share with your clients. Now, the downside of that, darling, when the bills are due, they're coming and knocking on your door. And bills in commercial real estate aren't ones that necessarily you can turn on and off just based on cash flow. Things like CoStar, Crexi, Reonomy, vital tools in the back end of our business, many of them have a full year agreement, which means you can't just jump in and say, if this doesn't work, I'll turn it off. Being solo leaves you a little bit of risk because it leaves you isolated. So you're going to need to think, are you financially ready to be a solo agent? Are you financially prepared to invest in that business? Because you can't come in and just bootstrap your way into success. You're going to have to invest in this business to get it up and rolling. You'll have some costs like your brokerage costs, your marketing costs, your signage, your brochures. You're going to have to put yourself into some education, training, and maybe some mentorship or even some designations. And that investment is going to be something you've got to be prepared to do specifically if you're solo, because you don't have the support and the leverage of a team. Now, when you're a solo agent, I'd strongly recommend you pick up books that help you understand how to get your curriculum for growth underneath yourself. That's going to be books around how to be a really good business owner, how to be a strong leader, how to be someone that is really good at negotiation skill sets, how to be someone that's really good at maintaining high-level accountability and mindset in your business. Without that curriculum, going the solo agent route is probably going to be very hard and very lonely. This is a difficult industry, especially if you're on the entrepreneurial solo agent guide. It's not always one where you roll into the office and you've got team and collaboration around you. Solo agent is going to mean you need to find your community and your group of people that you're learning with, you're collaborating on deals with, and that you're watching yourself thrive and scale with. Now, why would you join a team? Early on, if you're a brand new spanking agent, I highly recommend you consider a team. Teams are going to give you, when you pick the right one, structure. They're going to give you systems. They're going to give you leverage. They're going to give you a growth plan. They're going to give you accountability. These are all things that matter. Now, the downside of a team, you're going to pay more of your commission to that team. And not all team roles have that lovely cushion of a salary that sometimes we think we want. I'll share in another video why you don't want a salary early on in your commercial real estate career if you have big goals. But when you're on a team, what's really important is that you understand you're going to be accountable to somebody else. You're really folding into their goal. Your lead generation, lead conversion, and prospecting is no longer your own. So you don't get to have the same autonomy and freedom you would as a solo agent. But your risk is reduced. And inside reducing that risk, you're also becoming the leverage for somebody else. So you're probably calling their database. Means you won't own it if you ever choose to lead the business. You're probably working with their clients. Means you won't have a book of business if you ever choose to leave the business. See, the downside of being on a team is that if you ever do want to go solo, you may have to hit a complete reset. So make sure when you join a team, you read your team agreement, you understand what the splits are, you shop those splits and see if they're fair. You run the math of the splits and make sure you can financially afford to keep yourself fed and in production and living in the city that you're in. Not all teams have run that math for you, and sometimes their financial model is one that's not set up for you to be successful. Whether you go solo, whether you go on a team, make sure you have mentorship in the beginning of your career. And as you choose your journey through your commercial real estate career, always ask the question, who do I want to be in the end or in the next 5 years? And what's the partnership, collaboration, resources, or just bootstrap that you're going to need to be successful with that? Here in our Nucleus community, we have the team, we have the collaboration, and we have the resources you need to be successful in either of these journeys. So please lean in, drop some comments, let us know what questions you have. We're happy to help you get through this choice. And I look forward to seeing, whether you're solo or team, success in your future commercial real estate career.